Jessica with Dining Traveler. Now that we are home, we are traveling through food. And one of my favorite places in the world is Brussels. I lived there for 6 years and I fell in love with the cuisine. And one of my favorite things to eat from Belgian cuisine is mussels. And when I first moved there, I have to say I thought that preparing mussels was going to be difficult. It's not. It's quite easy, and I'm here to show you some simple steps on how you can make some steamed mussels at home. This is a quite easy recipe to make. You can find all the ingredients at any supermarket. You want some butter, leeks, celery, onions, some parsley to sprinkle on top, a little bit of garlic, and of course mussels, and those you can find at most any supermarket, and they already come by the bag. For this recipe, we're gonna use around 2 to 3 pounds of mussels and a dry white wine. I prefer a Sauvignon Blanc. So you can make mussels with, like I mentioned, with different type of vegetables. I'm using celery and leeks. If leeks not your thing or you're not familiar with leeks, you can just double the amount of celery that we use in the recipe. I love the flavor of celery. I don't like to eat them raw like that, but I do love to throw them into all my sauces and soups. I just think that they add this amazing flavor to food. So this leek is pretty thick, so I cut it in 3s, but you can just cut it in half if you have a thin leek. Just make sure that it's washed very well. I usually wash them before and after because it can collect a bit of sand between the leaves. So you want to clean a few batches at a time, run them through some cold water. Just make sure that they don't have any debris. If they're still a bit dirty, just use a brush. Make sure that they're nice and clean. So now we are gonna de-beard the mussel. So this little part is called the beard. This is the hinge of the mussel. So you just wanna grab it with a towel so you can get a little extra grip and pull it back, and it should easily come out. So here's a little trick with the mussels. So if you see that they're still open, we gotta make sure that they're still alive. We can tap it on the side. Oh, there you see, it closed. So we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of butter. I like the unsalted butter better just because we already have a high salt content with the mussels. Just let it melt and then add the onion and the garlic. We're gonna let these cook for 3 to 5 minutes. It all depends on your pot. I would just make sure they're nice and translucent. They're bringing off that scent. I love that scent of melted butter, onions, and garlic. It's just like heaven. So now the onions and the garlic, they're cooked. They're a bit translucent. That's what you want. Now you want to add the celery and the leeks. And we are going to cook these for a few minutes until they are softened. The celery and the leeks are nice and softened. So now we add these mussels, yes. And you want to do a splash of white wine. I would say this is like equivalent of half a cup, so it can steam. Again, you want a dry white wine. I usually use Sauvignon Blanc. And halfway through, you want to shake it, make sure that all the mussels have been cooked thoroughly. So while I wait for the mussels to cook, of course, I am going to continue drinking my wine. Santé! So after 4 minutes, you open the pot and most of them are still closed. That's probably, you need a little bit more time. Maybe your pot is too small for the quantity of the mussels. I'm making a little bit more mussels than usual. So just give it a few more minutes, just be a little bit patient, maybe stir it around to make sure that the equal distribution of the steam and the liquid comes through for all the mussels. They're all nice and open. Yes, these are beautiful. So I got these mussel pots when I lived in Brussels, and I bet that if you go to a store like Sur la Table or Williams Sonoma, they probably sell these, but they're very cute, and they have a little top where you can open it up, nice presentation, and then the smaller part, the top part, is for the shells. And then what we want to do is, after we're done serving it, grab that nice rich broth and pour it over. And voila, we have our mussels. As you can see, they're pretty easy to make, of course, with our little white wine. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any tips or anything, any questions, please share it in the comments. Eet smakelijk. Bon appetit. Hope to see you soon. Ciao.